Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another video here. So this is another Discord Q&A. We're going to pick up, or this is sort of a part two, but we're going to pick up from where we left off in the last Q&A. So obviously make sure to be a subscriber if you want more Walking Dead content like this. And if you want to take part in these Q&As, definitely go follow the Discord. I talked about it a lot in the last Q&A, so you can skip this part if you've already heard this, but the Discord is a lot of fun. There's a lot of great things to do there. You can choose a community that you want to be a part of. Like if you want to be a part of Alexandria, you have access to a lot of different things in there. And so it's a lot of fun. And if you want to join a Walking Dead community, a giant Walking Dead community that is only growing right now, then I definitely recommend it. The link is down below. The server name is Appetite for the Dead. It's all one word. And yeah, I hope to see you guys there. I do see, like, there's a community update page, so I see everyone that's joining. I'd love to see you guys there, but let's get into the first question here. So, where do you think Virgil stands in the future? With the group or killed off after the Michonne information is revealed? I mean, I don't know. I think you could totally kill him off, but they might not. Virgil's one of those characters that I thought was going to die in part one. I was so confident that he was a goner in part one, but no, not at all. He literally survived. So I don't know where the future or what the future has in store for him, but I think he could be killed off. He doesn't really have any ties to anyone besides Michonne and maybe like Judith, and he's not that important either. So I think you could kill him off. He doesn't really serve a purpose other than his relationships with Connie and with Judith, unless they really want to double down on that and really, you know, I will say though, if they choose to not kill Virgil off, I'm 100% okay with that because I actually really like the character. Episode 6 of season 11 was probably my favorite episode, and the reason why was because of Connie and Virgil. They are such great characters. And I think if the show relied a lot more on those newer characters like that, you're going to make the show and the franchise much bigger and more exciting, right? Because I do believe they can be fan favorites. I mean, Connie is kind of a fan favorite at this point. Everyone loves her. I think Virgil has the potential for that because of the actor, Kevin Carroll. He's such a great actor. He put on an amazing performance in episode 6. Which characters from any of the Walking Dead shows would you like to see in the Rick movies? Well, let's see. I'll pick one from each show, I guess. Well, obviously in Fear, I'm going to choose Morgan, just cause. And on The Walking Dead, I'm going to go with Negan. Like, obviously Daryl and all that would be really exciting, but Negan is, I really love Jeffrey Dean Morgan, and I think Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Andrew Lincoln work really well together. So I would love to see that. And also Negan just adds a lot more complexity there, right? Especially if you have Morgan there. And honestly, if anything, maybe I would choose Dwight, right? Like, I would love Morgan to be on there. I probably would go with Morgan over Dwight, but I think I really want Negan and Dwight's reunion to happen at some point because I think that it's just so important. And that's the thing, when The Walking Dead ends, and this is the biggest question that I think all of us are going to really start to focus on in the next, like, I guess in a year from now, right, is what happens to Negan after The Walking Dead is over. There is so much potential there. He is that one character that is, like, honestly, probably more liked than Daryl, which is really surprising. Negan is that one character that, like, somehow he just blew up into a fan favorite. I can't explain it. I don't know what happened there. You know, he came in season 7, really hated, but just over the years, he is such a fan favorite, and he's probably more liked than Daryl is liked, which is really... Well, actually, I don't want to say that because Daryl's really liked by a lot of people. I mean, there are fans that don't like him because they think he's so overrated. But I would say with Negan, it is kind of mixed as well. But he is more popular, right? Negan is definitely much more popular. So, yeah, I would have to go with him, I think, because I think, yeah. And I'm getting distracted here a little bit. But, yeah, like, what the hell happens to Negan after the show ends, right? I guess he could be on Tales of the Walking Dead, but they probably won't do that. I know they're in talks to do a lot of spin-offs and stuff, but they're not going to come out with that right away. That's going to be like 4 or 5 years down the road. So what, is Negan just going to be gone for the time being? That would be honestly that would suck. I would hate that. That's one of the aspects to this final season that is really going to suck, is like, this is the last season that we're going to really spend a lot of time with Negan. Because after this, it's kind of it for a while, right? And maybe he'll make an appearance in a separate spinoff, maybe in the Daryl and Carol show, but I don't personally, I don't really see it. I think it would actually, and, you know, the Daryl and Carol show, I think is going to be a lot of fun I think it would be really cool if Negan did play a role there. But I mean, you can always just sort of separate it there anyways, and maybe he'll have his own spinoff. Anyways, getting back on track here, from World Beyond, I guess the character I would love to see a part of all that would probably be, I guess, Elizabeth Kublik, to be honest. I don't really care for any of the other characters. What do you think Negan's role will be as it pertains to the Commonwealth and or the CRM? And two, do you think the hidden city and civilian government are references to the Commonwealth? Ooh, that's actually interesting, that second question there. Maybe that is actually possible that the hidden city is the Commonwealth, because they are actually a community of 50,000 people. That is a lot, right? That's a lot more than Omaha, I believe. So how does that make sense, right? Like, how can they be that big and are still working for the CRM, but like no one, like, yeah, I actually like that. They could be the hidden city and the civilian government, right? I actually like that idea. That could make sense. But on your first question, what do you think Negan's role will be as it pertains to the Commonwealth? I think he's just gonna join the community and then probably have some story, I think, with Carol and Daryl in trying to learn some more information. Because right now he's kind of, I think, trying to be just like buddy with everybody, right? To survive, I think. So we hear Elijah say he is mine in episode 7. Do you think he can be referring to Carver, possibly, and those two can fight? I don't remember that scene, but if that is the case, yeah, I would love that. I think that would be actually a pretty cool action scene. What do you think about Lenny James admitting to being in talks about returning for season 11 and that they already have filmed over half of it? Do you think we could see a return of Morgan in The Walking Dead? Yeah, I think that is possible, but they'll probably do a time jump and it'll be in the very last episode. We'll see Morgan there. He'll be just much older, sort of thing. I could totally see that happening. I never saw what you were talking about, though, in terms of him admitting that he was in talks to return. So I would love to know where you got that. But if that is true, I mean, that is really exciting. What was, in your opinion, the most disgusting / gruesome death of the entire Walking Dead universe, from like The Walking Dead, Fear, World Beyond, and the comics? For me, either Gabriel in the comics or the guy that got killed by Strand. I think his name was Will or something. Oh, yeah. Honestly, mine's not neither of those. If I'm including the comics, the comics are going to win. The comics get really graphic. I would have to say Lori and Judith's death. It was so graphic. They were killed by the governor right in front of Rick. It was such a graphic scene. And I can't even, like, it was right after Herschel died. That whole scene there was so brutal, so messed up. And then Rick and Carl were just on their own to survive. And that's kind of where we got that's where season 4, episode 9 picks up after, is basically there. I would have to go at that moment. That was just, again, that was like disgusting and gruesome. That was such a messed up moment in the comic book. Would you ever want a series showcasing the collapse of, from a military perspective, maybe even showing how the CRM was created? Well, I think that's something they could do in the movies. I think that would probably be a lot better. Right, show how the CRM was formed. And besides that, I think I'm kind of over a lot of, and this kind of connects to another question here. It says, would you want to see another series that starts at the beginning of the apocalypse, similar to Fear, in a way? And I'm kind of over it right now. Maybe in the future, I wouldn't mind it. As of now, I kind of don't care too much about that. Do you think the final 2 episodes of World Beyond will come out on the same day like last season? I believe they're not going to this year. So no, I don't think so. If there would be a war between the CRM and the Commonwealth, what do you think the end result would be? We all know that the CR is strong, but the Commonwealth would supposedly have the main characters fighting in the front lines. Yeah, I think in the end, the like Rick, Daryl, that group would win. And it would be more of like not one community being completely destroyed, just sort of a union between the communities, I think. It'll probably end with Rick giving one of his famous speeches, right? And then everyone just sort of joins him. He's the leader. They erect a statue of him, and then maybe he dies or not. That's kind of, that's the best ending, in my opinion. Do you think we will get something big with Rick at the end of The Walking the World Beyond? Either Jadis going to the health and welfare complex or main CRM city? Well, yeah, I think it'll be something like that. There's going to be a connection to the Rick movie at the end that really hints that Rick's over here doing this sort of thing, right? I don't know if we'll hear his name, maybe. We're not going to see Andrew Lincoln, though, but I definitely think it's going to, or it should at least end on a big Rick Grimes moment, but yeah. Any predictions about who/what Padre is? And you also added your prediction. You said that he's probably some rich politician or drug lord like Pablo Escobar. maybe. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what Padre is. If it's a person, a group, or if it's more of like a saying or code word. I honestly, I have no thoughts. I haven't really thought about it too much, so I can't really answer that. But I would like to know what you guys think. Like, people in the comment section, what do you think Padre is? Because it's sort of random. It kind of came out of nowhere. How do you think the Walking Dead universe as a whole will end? Adding on to that, do you think that Fear World Beyond and the original Walking Dead series will meet in the Rick movies? And do you think that would be a good concept? Oh yeah, I think if you want to have a big Avengers type moment, totally do that. Maybe not add World Beyond, but I guess you could in some way. But could you imagine that? How mega sized that would be, right? Like, I know people are kind of, like, I guess once upon a time they were so against that, but imagine how big that would be to actually have the characters from World Beyond, Fear, and The Walking Dead all on screen at the same time. I don't know how you could do it, but I think it would be so epic. I would be so excited to see them all working together. It would be so weird to see Daryl and Carol there, and Jerry with like Morgan, and then you have like John Dory Sr., June, Althea, and all of them with some of the characters from World Beyond. Maybe some of the characters from The Walking Dead, like characters like Judith and Lydia and stuff. Maybe they become really good friends with like Hope and Huck. I mean, if they survive World Beyond, right? I think there's a lot of potential there. You can do a lot if they want to create this gigantic moment in like the, I guess, second or third Rick movie. But thank you guys so much for posting all of your questions. This was a lot of fun. If you want to take part in this Q&A, definitely go follow the Discord. The link is down below. But yeah, hope to see you guys in the next video, and thanks for watching.